Hello guys, it's Sunday, so here is your weekly dose of urban news. So hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update, and as always, a massive thanks to my awesome Patreon supporters and everyone else who keeps this going. We have great news from Copenhagen today, where trams have relaunched after 53 years of absence. You know, I always wondered how such a city could be without trams, and now they finally fixed that. For now, the first section has been officially launched, running from how to pronounce this?
Ishøj.
So, for now, the first section has been officially launched, running from Ishøj to
Rødovre Nord.
Rødovre North with 12 stops. The new system is called Letbane, and when completed, it will be a 28 kilometers tangential line connecting the suburbs of Copenhagen. And in this sense, its function differs from the city railway, which carries passengers between the city center and the suburbs. The entire line is scheduled to be operational in the summer of 2026. The line runs on double tracks on its own right-of-way for almost its entire length, but with road-level crossings along the route. It operates 4-section Siemens Avenio low-floor trams with a bidirectional design. They are approximately 37 meters long and can carry around 260 passengers. This is the third newly built tram system in Denmark after Aarhus in 2017 and Odense in 2022. By the way, Copenhagen's previous tram system, which consisted of 18 lines, was closed in 1972 and replaced by buses, of course. After the closure, the city sold its then newest Duwag trams to Alexandria in Egypt, when most of them were less than 10 years old, and some of them are still in operation there. Meanwhile, the French city of Lille is purchasing 57 new metro trains for Line 2 for 445 million euros. By the way, how do you think who will make those trains for them? Alstom? No, Siemens. Currently, Lille Metro has 143 trains of 3 different generations, the oldest of which were built in 1983 and the newest in 1999. The oldest VAL 206 trains were already refurbished between 2006 and 2010, extending their service life to 40 years, but they are still gradually reaching the end of their service life. The new purchase will not only ensure smooth operation by replacing the 30 oldest trains, but will also improve passenger comfort by increasing the rolling stock fleet by 27 trains. In this way, the city aims to improve the frequency of service across the entire Line 2 and increase its capacity by 30%. In Milan, they launched the extension of Tram Line 7, which reached the Adriano district and connected it with the M1 metro line. The new 1.5 kilometer section with 5 stops and a completely dedicated right-of-way will be served by new Tramlink bidirectional trams with a frequency of 7 to 8 minutes. And work is also underway on the following sections of this line, which are scheduled to open in 2027. The next stages involve extending the line east to Casina Gobba and west, where a new connection will be created with Tramline 4 and the future interurban line, which is currently under construction, to Serenio, a town in the suburbs of Milan. The cost of the recently opened section is 17.8 million euros, of which about 55% came from the Milan municipal budget and the rest from the government. And for those under construction, the total estimated amount is 88.5 million euros. Once completed, Tramline 7, also known as Interquartiere Nord, will be about 14 kilometers long. Also, we have some good news from the UK. The Bulu Park railway station has opened there, becoming the first station built on the Great Eastern Main Line in over a century. The new £175 million station for Chelmsford was officially opened on October 27. Operated by Greater Anglia, the station will reduce the load on the existing Chelmsford station and decrease car travel to the city centre. It will provide passengers with easy access to the railway with the regular connections to the capital, just 40 minutes to London's Liverpool Street station. All platforms are accessible by lifts. The station is also equipped with inclusive toilets.
Where is the toilet? And then people go like too much information.
Waiting areas, shops and cafes. And next to the station there is a parking for 750 cars and 500 bicycles. However, I'm a little disappointed that the station looks a little too utilitarian. Of course, I don't mean that they had to build something Calatrava style, but even such strict architecture could still be made more interesting by its appearance. And it also looked a little strange that the station was built literally among fields. Today is definitely a day of tram updates, and the next one happened in the US, where in Kansas City they recently launched a 3.5-mile extension of their tram or streetcar line. The $352 million Main Street extension project added 15 new stops, creating a route with a total length of almost 6 miles, which means the construction cost an average of $63 million per kilometer. Previously, tram ran from River Market to Union Station, but now it continues to 51st Street and Brookside Boulevard on the UMKC campus. So now much more residents will be able to use the tram for their daily commute, which is of course great news. The project was funded by $200 million in federal grants and another $152 million in local funds provided by the Main Street Rail Transportation Development District. By the way, the tram in Kansas City is free for passengers as it is funded by the Transportation Development District. Meanwhile, Melbourne, Australia has got its first new-gen Alstom G Class tram. In total, the city has ordered 100 such trams for €1.03 billion, which are being built in Australia at the Dandenong plant. These trams are 25 meters long, have a low floor and can accommodate about 150 passengers. They are also equipped with batteries on the roof, which provide additional power during acceleration and store energy recovered through regenerative braking, providing energy savings of up to 40% compared to the previous generation. They can also take power from the overhead network when the tram is stationary or running on inertia, reducing energy consumption during the next acceleration. This so-called peak load smoothing helps to avoid peak current consumption, reducing the load on the power grid and substations. By the way, Melbourne now has the world's largest tram network, covering over 250 kilometers and more than 1,700 stops, with a fleet of over 480 trams. Our tram fairy tale continues in Tbilisi, Georgia, where the tender for a tramline project was recently announced. The mayor of Tbilisi, Kaha Kaladze, no wait, this photo is too old, here is a more recent one. So the mayor of Tbilisi said the tender covers project preparation and construction works. By the way, Tbilisi once had a quite developed tram network, but due to poor maintenance it fell into decline and was closed in 2006. The new line will be 7.5 kilometers long and have 11 stations, and is designed to provide fast and comfortable transportation for residents of the Didi Digomi district to the city center. In addition to the line itself, the project also includes the construction of a tram depot designed to maintain and operate up to 11 trams. The winner will have 3 years to complete the project after signing the contract. And in the Chilean city of Copiapó, a new fleet of electric buses has begun operating, making this city the first in Latin America with 100% electric public transport. In total, the city has purchased 121 buses, which will carry 25,000 passengers daily on 12 routes. And in addition to purchasing the buses, the city has also introduced clear timetables for each route. To maintain these buses, they also built the Puerto electric terminal in the city, equipped with 52 high-power charging stations. It is equipped with Tesla Megapack batteries, each of which can store up to 3.9 megawatt-hours of energy. And finally, some news from China that initially blew my mind. Apparently, CR 450 high-speed train set a new speed record of 896 km per hour during testing, and my first reaction was, wait, what? Is that even possible? But then I read more carefully and find out that it was the relative speed of two trains passing each other in the opposite directions. So the real speed of each train was about 453 km per hour. This record was set on a section of the Chengdu-Shanghai high-speed railway line between Wuhan and Yichang, which has not yet been opened. So for now, the railway speed record remains with the French TGV, which in 2007 reached 574.8 km per hour. And that's all the news for this time. So now hit the like button, leave your comments, and see you in the next videos.